Communication is the only bridge between confusion and clarity. As we all know, communication is the part and parcel of each and everyone's professional or personal life. Whether we are communicating face to face or via online chat, it is the heart when you want to convey your thoughts from one person to another. With a myriad of communication channels available, if your communication is not clear, the results can be very painful. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and dear guest. I am Lokesh Ranka, presenting to you my project, which is Level 2, Project 2, Understanding Your Mode of Communication. Let me share one story. There was two friends who were walking down from a religious service. Let's call them Jack and Ma. Jack wanted to smoke a cigarette and he was wondering whether it's the right time to smoke. Ma suggested, let's ask the priest if he allows you to smoke. Jack went to the priest and said, "Excuse me, I would like to smoke while I am praying." The priest said, No, it's not allowed. It's a big disrespect. You cannot smoke here." Jack came back to his friend and informed what the priest mentioned. Ma said, "I think you have not asked the right question. You should let me give this a try. Let me go to the priest and ask on your behalf." Ma went to the priest. When he approached the priest, he questioned him. "Priest, can I pray while I am smoking?" The priest said, "Of course, my dear son, you can pray when you are smoking." With this, and this response was heard by Jack. When they came back, Ma helped him understand the way or the importance of asking question and getting the right answers. In this case, I think the analytical skills of Ma came into picture. He analyzed the situation in a bright way and framed his question in such a way that he get the desired result. So, this is one style of communication which everybody should be aware of: analytical communication. In this style, the user is presenting lot of data or frame frame the question or the communication in such a way that whatever is the situation, in line with the situation, the communication happens. Moving on to the next style, and again I would like to share one story. There was a monastery up in the Himalayas where all monks used to stay. A new monk joined the monastery. What happened was he was introduced with a lot of rules of monastery. One of them was the monk is not allowed to speak a single word throughout the year. He would be given a chance to speak only when his 1 year is over. 1 year went by. The monk got his chance to speak. The head monk of the monastery called the newly joined monk and asked him, "Yes, dear, tell us your 2 words." The newly joined monk uttered, "Hard bed." The head monk said, "Okay, I understand." With this, the new monk went on to carry ahead and move to his second year. His second year went by. Again, he got an opportunity to say his golden words to the head monk. Head monk asked, "What are your words?" He said, "Awful food." The head monk said, "Okay, I understand." Similarly, the third year went by and the newly joined monk got again an opportunity to present his golden words. And the words were, "I quit." Now, the head monk by this time was able to understand or judge this situation and said, "I understood." By this time, the new monk was very curious and said, "How come?" As the monk was leaving, he wanted to answer him, and he said, "Every time you uttered a word in this monastery, it was plain complaints. And therefore, I could figure out that sooner or later you would be quitting." In this style of communication, I think it was more of a supportive based communication. The head monk was able to support his decisions by framing or by understanding and evaluating the responses of the newly monk. As part of my objective of this project, I have been given a questionnaire where I would have to evaluate or answer those questions and understand what style of communication I am using on a daily basis. And the answers were, I am using more of initiative kind of communication. For newbies who are here, initiating kind of communication is where the user try to initiate the communication before it goes into the actual main point of the communication. So my style of communication as of now is I try to make my audience much more comfortable before we start into the actual business. With this, I would like to also mention that the communication style varies with the situation. Right now, the situation is for me initiating who I down the line it can vary. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.